This is Revelations 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth, of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he has a short time. I like to start off by saying, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Haloim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Aqua that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, that the lesson is edifying. It's the brother Shuab Amwan back at you with another lesson. And you see the title, all right? His days are short. And we're talking about, all right, Esau, okay? His days are short. And this is why he is coming down on our people with great wrath, because he knows that he has but a short time, all right? Because this devil, all right, after his ruling here and his time is cut off, all right, he's going to have to go into slavery, man, for 1,000 years and then be eradicated off the face of the earth. All right, so I'm going to grab me a couple of precepts and I'm going to try to make this lesson short, straight to the point. All right. So we know and understand that Esau is the border of wickedness. Okay. So let's grab that. This is Malachi 1 and 2. It says, I have loved you, say Lord Yahweh, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord Yahweh. Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord has indignation forever. You see, so that will never change, okay? Because the Lord said, let's grab this. This is Malachi 3 and 6. For I am the Lord Yahweh, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. Okay, so the Lord doesn't change up. All right, what is said and will be done. Okay, at the end of the day. So that still stands to this day. And plus, you know, the Lord said that he will have war with Amalek from generation to generation, because that's where Esau come from in these last days, man. He from Amalek. Okay, so going back to Malachi 1 and 2, I have loved you, saith the Lord Yahweh, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord Yahweh, yet I loved Jacob and I hated Esau. Okay, so the Lord is letting you know, emphasizing that he hates a particular people, man. All right, and that's the sons of the wicked. You have three classifications of men, which is the sons of the wicked, the sons of God, and the sons of men. Okay, the sons of men are the rest of these the nations. The sons of God is the nation of Israel. Okay, and the sons of the wicked is Esau, Edom, and his bloodline. Okay, so the Lord hates Esau. All right, and he's gonna lay his mountains to waste, man. All right, and you have this devil that has that mentality that, you know, their inward thought is that their houses are going to continue forever, but they're going to be cut off. All right, as the Lord said, they shall build, but he shall throw down, and they shall call him the border of wickedness, the man of sin. You see, the people against whom the Lord Yahweh has indignation forever. All right, let's grab Job This is Job 14 and 5. It says, who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one. Okay, Salaki, that was 14 and 4. Now 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. So the Lord said months. He didn't even say years. Okay. So the Lord is signifying to you, letting you know that this devil has nothing but months left. How many months? We don't know. All right. But we're not going to look at it in years. Okay. We know that this devil has nothing but months left. That's it. All right. Which it tells you, thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass, meaning that he has his limits. All right. And his rulership has been going on so long, generation after generation, right? Because he was the Roman Empire, but now he's that revival of the ancient Roman Empire. Okay. So, you know, he's been ruling for quite some time now. All right. And it goes way back farther than that. All right. But that's a whole nother lesson. But this devil only has months. All right. And we can see that he only has months because of the way he's moving so fast, because he has nothing but a short time, you see. And the Lord is putting the spirit on him to move faster and faster every single day, because it's that time for him to leave. Okay. The physician cutteth off a long disease. He's been ruling for so long. All right. That today, who is a king, tomorrow shall die, you see. And the Lord has given him his bounds that he cannot pass. Okay. He's already past his limit of wickedness, man. His wickedness has reached onto the heavens. You know, his technology pretty much is about to be done, because this is bounds that he cannot pass no more, man. That's why when he's about to fill up his belly in the fullness of his sufficiency, as the scriptures tell you, that the Lord is going to lift up that standard, because that's his bounds that he cannot pass no more. You see, you got this devil with his space stations, you know, his underground water stations, you know, he's digging into hell. All right. Meaning he going into the ground with his bunkers. That's all his limits that he cannot pass, man. So he has nothing but a short time. Okay. It says, as a matter of fact, let's grab this. This is Proverbs, Salakia. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to grab Proverbs. That's the spirit. All right. This is Proverbs 10 and 28. It says, the hope of the righteous shall be glad. See, and that's what we're waiting for. That hope. We have that faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. All right. And we hope, all right, that we are delivered. All right. And we continually hope that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah takes this devil out the way, man, already. Okay. And it shall be gladness, you see. But the expectation of the wicked shall perish, it says. Yeah, because they have them bounds that they cannot pass, and they see that, you see. So now their expectation is starting to perish, you see. And you seen that when he had he had the spirit jump on Trump, basically to tell him, to say, I ain't gonna make it into heaven. And you're damn right, you're not. Well, you're gonna be in the heaven, all right, in the new heavens, but you're just gonna be as a slave, you see, and you're gonna serve 1,000 years of servitude, man, for the things that you have done to thy brother Jacob. Okay, along with these other nations that had their hands in the cookie jar when it came to our slavery, man. But you're not gonna be able to see the brooks of honey, as it tells you in Job, the 20th chapter, man. He's not gonna be able to see the milk and honey. Okay, you're not going to be able to really enjoy that kingdom, because that kingdom is made for us to enjoy and to rule forever, starting with Yahweh Shai, man. You see, so their expectation is out the window now, because the pride of thine heart has deceived thee. They think that inward thought is that they gonna live forever, right? Because that's just Esau, man. That's just Esau and his wickedness and his pride. Okay, but little by little, as he continues to see the men of the Lord stand up, the elect being sealed, all right, which that elect is pretty much sealed, okay, his expectations go down. And this is why he comes down on us with great wrath. All right, let's grab this. This is, let's grab it from Obadiah. Okay. I'll take it from 2. It says, let's take it from 1. It says, the vision of Obadiah does say it the Lord Yahweh concerning Edom. You see, this is concerning Edom. This whole chapter is concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Yeah, out of all the heathens, all these other nations, all right, they are the smallest out of all of them, and they are greatly despised, man, by these other nations. That's why the beast is going to hate the whore. That's why all these nations are starting to hate her, man. All right, because they're starting to see what Esau is really about. You see, and they're greatly despised by us and Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai ultimately. And if they're against Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, okay, we're going to be against them also. If the Lord hates Esau, why would we not hate him either? You see? So, matter of fact, let me grab that because King David said it best. Okay. This is 139 in Psalms. I'll take it from 19. Surely thou will slay the wicked. Okay, and we know who's the border of wickedness, Esau. O Yahweh, depart from me, therefore, ye bloody men. For they speak against thee wickedly, and thine enemies take thy name in vain. Do not I hate them, O Lord Yahweh, that hate thee? And am not I grieved with those that rise up against thee? I hate them with perfidy that's against this word. Of course we gonna hate them, man. The Lord hates them, and we are down with the Lord. So whatever the Lord hates, we're gonna hate also, man. Okay. Search me, O Yahweh, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. Okay. So back to Obadiah. It says, behold, this is Obadiah 1 and 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart has deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. Okay. And we know this devil came from the Caucasus Mountains, man. All right. And that's how you get the word Caucasian. You see? So him dwelling in the clefts of the rock, all right, which the clefts of the rock was going back to Mount Seir. All right. As a matter of fact, let's grab that. This is this is Genesis. Get straight to the point. Genesis 36 and 8. It says, thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. Okay. And that place is still here to this day. It will be what they call Petra today. Okay. And if you jump to the 9th verse, it says, and these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir. Okay. So we know that this devil, all right, comes from the clefts of the rocks. And it says, actually, if you go to Genesis 14 to 6, it says, and the Horites in their Mount Seir, okay, when you go into that word, I only use it because it's right there in front of me. All right, if you go into that word Horites, it means someone that's from the cave dweller. See, in the Strong's definition, it says
Strong's H2752. Hori.
Right? And a Horite means cave dweller, the inhabitants of Mount Seir. the inhabitants of Edom. You see? So now you understand that this devil came from the clefts of the rocks, all right, from the Caucasus Mountains. And this is why they are called Caucasians today, all right? So going back to Obadiah, now you have a better understanding of who is speaking of, all right? The pride of thine heart has deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, all right? And their pride is high when they build things, all right? There's skyscrapers and all these things out here. They're all habitations that are built high, you see? It says, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And that's the pride of this devil. You see, he thinks that he cannot be touched all the way till now, man. Even in America, he still got that same mentality that he cannot be touched. All right. And that's why it tells you, sit in the dust, old virgin daughter of Babylon, man. All right. Because she sits as a queen and she has this the mentality of she's a sit as a queen and I am no widow, meaning that, you know, she hasn't been touched. That's why it says, come sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. A virgin is someone that hasn't been touched. Okay. So continuing on, Obadiah 1 and 4 says, thou that exalt thyself as the eagle. And we know America today, all right, the bald eagle is basically their mascot. All right. And though thou set thy nest among the stars in the space stations, who's the only one that has the technology to be able to do that, man? You see? These elites. All right. Now you do have the other nations also that can, you know, touch the stars. All right. But it's mainly talking about Esau this whole chapter. And thou thy set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord Yahweh. If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? And that's what this devil's about, man. The scriptures tell you that the thief come to just steal and to kill. All right. So everything they get their hands on, they kill you for it, and then they take it away from you. You know, always been doing that. If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All right. And these things, okay, you know, his hidden things are searched out through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Because like the Lord said, I have made Esau bare, he can no longer hide himself. You see? It says, all thy men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border, the men that were at peace with thee, all right, going into all these allies, okay, have deceived thee and prevailed against thee, all right, which that eventually happened. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Okay, why? Because he's an upright person, man, very proudful. So Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah is not to know his thoughts. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh, even destroys the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? O thy mighty men, O Teman, all right, which Teman goes into these Germans, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. You see, and this is what Esau is afraid of, man, because he knows that he has that short time. He sees the men of the Lord standing up, all right, as the scriptures tell you in Revelations 11:11, after 3 days and a half, okay, that the spirit of life entered into them and great fear fell upon people that saw this, all right. And Esau watches us every single day, so there's a great fear upon this devil, man. All right. In 1 second. Yeah, I'll stop it right there. Let me go to I could keep going, but I'm trying to keep it going with what I'm going with right now. All right, so let's grab this. This is, let me switch my plug real quick. Yeah, let me switch my plug so my phone don't die on me. All right. Let's grab this in Psalms. This is Psalms 109. All right. And this is speaking about Esau also. Let's grab it for what? Let's continue from, let's take it from the top. This is 109 in Psalms and verse 1, a psalm of David. Hold not thy peace, O Yahweh, of my praise, for the mouth of the wicked and the mouth of the deceitful are opened against me. They have spoken against me with a lying tongue. All right, because that's what this devil's about. All right, everything that he speaks is lies. Okay, as the scripture says, the wicked is estranged from the womb. As soon as they be born, they speak lies. Okay, he's also the accuser of our brethren. Okay, that accuse them day and night before the Lord. They compassed me about also with words of hatred and fought against me without a cause. For my love, they are my adversaries. But I give myself unto prayer, and they have rewarded me evil for good and hatred for my love. Set thou a wicked man over him, and let Satan stand at his right hand. When he shall be judged, let him be condemned, and let his prayer become sin. Let his days be few. You see, again, this devil's got nothing but a short time, man. And let another take his office, which Yahushua is going to be the one to take his office, man, because the physician cutteth off a long disease. Let his children be fatherless, and let his wife be a widow. Let his children be continually vagabonds. You see, going all the way to Cain, man. Cain was what? A vagabond. All right. Showing that, all right, a vagabond is someone that's a wanderer, okay, that has no home. This devil has no home. And he was also a fugitive, as the scripture said. A fugitive is what? Someone from persecution. So this devil's been running from persecution ever since. You see, since the beginning. Okay. This is Genesis 4:12. It says, I'll take it from 9. It says, and the Lord Yahweh said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I am not, am I my brother's keeper? And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. And now art thou cursed from the earth, which has opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. All right. And that he was the one that committed that murder. All right. Going to John, okay, 8:44. Grab that real quick. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning. All right. And right now it's really speaking about our people, man, that follow after the ways of Esau, man. But is explaining to you what Esau was about. It says, John 8:44, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, you see, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Okay. So going back to Genesis 4:10, and he said, what hast thou done? Thy voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. And now art thou cursed from the earth, which has opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. Yeah, because you had Esau that, he was a tiller of the ground, basically. Okay. And that's what he gave as a sacrifice onto Yahweh, which was something that he didn't even have to work hard for, something that wasn't profitable. Okay. And that's why he became the man of sin, because of his jealousy, all right, over his brother Abel, all right. And then, again, he didn't give a true sacrifice onto the Lord, man. And his countenance fell from that. And the Lord told him, if why hast thou countenance fallen? If thou do good, would you not be basically blessed? But if thou do bad, all right, sin lieth at the door, is what he said, roughly paraphrasing it. Okay. So when thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto her strength. Okay. And that's why to this day, fruits and vegetables, man, you got GMOs, it doesn't grow to its full potential, because this place is tired of Esau, man. The earth itself is tired of Esau. Okay. It says, henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. Okay. And Cain said unto the Lord Yahweh, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Okay. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth, and it shall come to pass that every one that findeth me shall slay me. Okay. So this devil's a vagabond and a fugitive. All right, which fugitive, let's go into that word fugitive real quick. Excuse me. All right. Yeah, let's just go straight to the point. It says cause to wander. You see, he is a wanderer, a person that has no home, basically. Okay. Wander up and down, to make wander up and down. Okay. When you go into that word fugitive, okay. Oops, lucky. Fugitive is saying the same thing. All right, simple math. We just go to fugitive as a regular word. All right. And a fugitive is a person who has escaped from a place or is in hiding. See, he had to hide his face from the Lord, especially to avoid arrest or persecution. All right. And that's what this devil has been doing this whole time, fleeing persecution, man. All right. See, but the Lord now, all right, is about to throw the book at his face, man. All right. And give him life. All right. Till he rot away for all the atrocities that he's done to the nation of Israel, man, for all the wickedness. All right. All the death he has brought upon this place, man. Okay. And again, this is why his days are short. All right. So let's go back to 1 second. We were in 109 of Psalms. This is 109. And I was at 3. They compassed me about also with words of hatred and fought against me without a cause. For my love, they are my adversaries, but I give myself unto prayer. And they have rewarded me evil for good and hatred for my love. Set thou a wicked man over him, and let Satan stand at his right hand. When he shall be judged, let him be condemned, and let his prayer become sin. Let his days be few, and let another take his office. Let his children be fatherless, and his wife a widow. Let his children be continually vagabonds. You see, showing you that speaking of Esau, and beg. Let them seek their bread also out of their desolate places. Okay, because they're wanderers and beggars, man. That's why they were in the clefts of the rocks, man. You see, it says, let there be none to extend mercy unto him, neither let there be any to favor his fatherless children. Let his posterity be cut off, man. All right, meaning what? His offspring. Okay, and in the generations following, let their name be blotted out. Okay, and that's what's eventually going to happen. Okay, pursuant to Job the 20th chapter. All right. But before that happens, he's going to get, all right, them fetters of iron. All right. This is This is 149. Let me grab it from. I'll grab it from 4. It says, "For the Lord Yahweh taketh pleasure in his people, and he will beautify the meek with salvation, his elect. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of Yahweh be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron." Okay, to execute upon them the judgment written in these scriptures right here. You see, this honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord Yahweh. All right, so we're Yahushai, starting with Yahushai, then under King David. All right, which is going to be the king, all right, and then the 12 apostles, and then 144,000, 12,000 from each tribe, all right. We're going to rule this earth, okay, and we're going to bind these damn kings, all right, with fetters of iron, all right, going into all these other nations, being put into slavery, as the scriptures tell you in Revelations, okay, 13:9. He that leadeth into captivity, all right, let's grab it. Revelation 13:9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. You see? Here's the faith, here's the patience and the faith of the saints. Okay. This devil has to be taken out, all right, because he's the one that brought bloodshed upon this whole entire earth, all right, pursuant to Numbers, okay, 35 and 33. And it says, "So ye shall not pollute the land therein, ye are wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land." And we know that this devil, all right, is the first one to bring blood by slaying his brother. You see, it says, "And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it." Okay, plain and simple, man. So this devil's gonna go to captivity, also pursuing to. Let's grab that. Jeremiah 30:16, it says, "Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all the prey upon thee will I give for a prey." Okay? And that's what we hope for, man. That's the hope in this, the faith of the saints. Okay? Let's grab this in Isaiah 14, okay, and 21. "Prepare slaughter, okay, for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai." You see, "I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai." Okay, so this devil's definitely going into fetters and iron, man, and going into captivity with fetters and iron. Okay, fetters of iron. So let's go back to 109. All right, and 13. It says in Psalms, "Let his posterity be cut off, and in the generation following, let their name be blotted out." Okay, and we can't wait for that day. Let the iniquity of his fathers be remembered with the Lord Yahweh, and let not the sin of his mother be blotted out. Let them be before the Lord Yahweh continually, that he may cut off the memory of them from the earth, because that he remembered not to show mercy, but persecuted the poor and needy man, that he might even slay the broken in heart. All right. And we know that this devil, all right, let's grab that. Psalms 10. Actually, let me see something real quick. Let's grab 64 and then I'll jump in Psalms 10. All right. This is Psalm 64 and 2. It says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. Yeah. From all these plots, from all these elites, these schemes that these devils got, right? From the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. And the perfect is going into our people, Israel. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? You see, they think that the Lord is not watching them, man, and everything that they do. You see, but the Lord is recording everything. The angels are constantly recording your wickedness. That's why when the Lord comes to throw the book at your ass, all right, for life, all right, it's gonna be that easy, because you've been recorded this whole time. You thought nobody saw you, but the Lord's been watching you this whole time, and the Lord already knew your thoughts. You see, the Lord created you to be wicked, to be destroyed. Okay. It says, they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Yeah, they constantly are making a diligent search of Jake, constantly watching, you know, basically, doing science on us all day, witchcrafts on us all day. You know, they constantly study Jake on how to basically take us out of the name, take us out of remembrance, as it tells you in Psalms, the 83rd chapter, man. That they want to blot out the name of Israel forever. Okay, both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep, but Yahweh shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. Okay, and that time is coming. Thermonuclear missiles. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. And you see that today, man. Edomite against Edomite, exposing each other, because the Lord has made Esau bare. All that see them shall flee away. All men shall fear and shall declare the work of Yahweh, for they shall wisely consider of his doing. Okay. The righteous shall be glad in the Lord Yahweh and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. All right. Now let's go to Psalms 10. Okay. To show you he persecutes the poor. This is Psalms 10 and 1. It says, why standest thou far off, O Yahweh? Why hidest thou thy face in times of trouble? Yeah, because we were wicked, man. All right. So the Lord uses this devil as a whooping stick, pursuant to Isaiah the 10th chapter, verse 5. Okay. He is the rod of let's just grab it real quick. This is Isaiah 10 and 5. And it says, O Assyrian, the rod of mine anger, and the staff in their hand is mine indignation. I will send him against a hypocritical nation, against the people of my wrath. Will I give him a charge to take the spoil and to take the prey and to tread them down like the mire of the streets? You see? So back to Psalms 10. That's why the Lord stands, he hided himself from us, man, because we hid ourselves from the Lord, man. We started to make worship onto these, make sacrifices onto these devils. All right. As a matter of fact, let me just grab that. That's in Baruch, the 4th chapter. Okay. This is Baruch 4 and straight to the point, 6. It says, ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved Yahweh to wrath, ye were delivered unto your enemies. And we know this devil's our enemy. He's one of the enemies we were delivered onto. For ye provoke him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to Yahweh. Ye have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you. You see? So let's go back. Psalms 10 and 2. The wicked in his pride does persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined, for the wicked boasted of his heart's desires, and blessed the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after Yahweh. Yahweh is not in all his thoughts. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. That's that pride. He has said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. You see? And this is why the Lord has left his ass for last. All right? Because of that pride. Okay? His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the village. All right? In the secret places does he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He does catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. Okay? He croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. He has said in his heart, Yahweh has forgotten. He hideth his face. He will never see it. This devil got some hella pride, boy. Okay. So let's go back to Psalms 109, and let's finish that up. All right. It says 109, Psalms. Let them be before the Lord Yahweh continually, that he may cut off the memory of them from the earth, because that he remembered not to show mercy, but persecuted the poor and needy man, that he might even slay the broken in heart. All right. And that's what he's been doing all the way since he lost his birthright, man, since he lost his blessing. Okay. What did he say? All right. The days are at hand that my father shall die. And when my father dies, what did he say? He will slay his brother Jacob. You see? Let's just grab that real quick. This is 27 in Genesis. Okay, and I'll get straight to the point. This is just that perpetual hatred that he was always going to have. This is Genesis 27 and 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. You see? Let's grab Ezekiel 35. And I'll go from the top. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. And this is why this devil hates us so much, because we're constantly prophesying against this devil. You see? It says, and say unto it, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee. See, the Lord is against you. All right? I will stretch out mine hand against thee. I will make thee desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord Yahweh. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred. Okay, perpetual means continuous. All right, that mentality never left this devil, man. That's why to this day he hate blacks, Hispanics, without even knowing why. You see, because it's in his blood. It's a perpetual hatred going back to the beginning of time, basically, man. All right. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Okay, and that's what was told in the beginning in Genesis, man. that blood was going to pursue him, you see? And that's why the Lord said that nobody can touch Cain, just to let him be, because he was gonna, that's why all this time he's been doing what he does and getting away with it, man, because the Lord allowed it, you see? But he allowed it because the Lord wanted to have vengeance against him, you see? And this is why he's gonna eradicate him off of the face of the earth. All right, it says, since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out and him that returneth. Okay, let's go back to 109, Psalms, and 15. Let them be before the Lord Yahweh continually, that he may cut off the memory of them from the earth, because thou hast not remembered, Salaka, because that he remembered not to show mercy, but persecuted the poor and needy man, that he might even slay the broken in heart. As he loved cursing, so let it come unto him. As he delighted not in blessing, so let it be far from him. You see? Let me see. Which that's pretty much the point on that. All right. As a matter of fact, let me jump onto this. Okay. Again, his days are short. This is, let's just, you know what, let's take it to Job 20, and I can end it off on that. That would be beautiful right there. This is Job 20, and I'll take it from 3. I have heard the check of my reproach, and the spirit of my understanding causeth me to answer. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of a hypocrite but for a moment? Though his excellency mount to the heavens, and his head reach onto the clouds. That's all that technology, you see? His excellency has reached up into the heavens, man, with his space stations, with all his technology that he has, satellites, okay? And his heads reach onto the clouds. Yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yeah, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. Okay, basically like a dream. All right. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hands shall restore their goods. Yeah, that devil's gonna give us everything that they stole from us, man. Along with the rest of these nations, everything that was taken from us is going to be given back to us. You see, his bones are full of sin, of the sin of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. Okay, though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue, though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth, yet his meat in his bowels is turned. It is the gall of asps within him. All right. He has swallowed down riches. All right. And this is why, let's grab this. This is Ecclesiasticus 12. Oh, Salakia, 10. I meant to go to Salakia. Ecclesiasticus 10. Okay. No. So, yeah. Hold on. Yes. Is Ecclesiasticus 10. All right. 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit. See, that's him swallowing down them riches, man. And he has gotten them by deceit. The kingdom is translated from one people to another. Okay. And that's why 2nd Ezra Precept upon precept, line upon line. Through thy precepts I get understanding, right? But this is 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. For Esau, as a matter of fact, I'll take it up to 7. It says, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. And this is what it meant. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. You see? And precepts here hard when you put it in correct. The water Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah for understanding, the water for the men, all right, that you have sent to give us this truth and put it and do the dirty work, man. All right, and put it all together for us, man, which is the men of great millstone, man, starting with the elders and apostles. Okay. So, all right, he's the end of the world, man. So because he swallowed down riches, all right, basically getting these riches by deceit, all right, the kingdom is translated from one people to another, all right, and Jacob is the end of the world. I mean, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So we know that this place is going to end with the rulership of Esau, man. Okay. So it says, he has swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. Yahweh shall cast them out of his belly. He shall suck the poison of asps, all right, which asps is snakes, and the viper's tongue shall slay him. He shall not see the rivers, the floods, the brooks of honey and butter. You see, he ain't gonna be able to enjoy that kingdom. He ain't gonna see none of that kingdom, okay? Because this was your kingdom here, you see? And you got to rule in this kingdom, and you had this kingdom, and when you were in that kingdom, you didn't do nothing righteous with it, man. You didn't acknowledge Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai at all, you see? But we understand that the Lord created you to be destroyed, okay? As a matter of fact, let me grab that. This is, 1 second. This is Romans 9 and 4. I'll grab it from 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with Yahweh? Yahweh forbid. Meaning, of course not. For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of Yahweh that showeth mercy. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee. You see? The same way that you have Pharaoh basically hardening his heart, the Lord was hardening his heart every single time, man. You had Moses that will come and tell him, let my people go. Let my people go. All right. And he will let them go. But what did the Lord do? Put the spirit back on him to harden up his heart. And he will go back and do the same exact shit. You see? That's why Esau's the Pharaoh of this world today. You see, spiritually, we are Sodom and Egypt, man, because that's pretty much what the Lord is telling them now. Let his people go. And he's good for a little bit, right? But then he goes back to his wickedness as always, man. And the Lord put him in that same state of mind just to show his power, man, just to be able to destroy him. He created Esau, okay, just for the day of judgment. All right. Matter of fact, it tells you that. Proverbs 16 and 4. it says the Lord Yahweh has made all things for himself. Yeah, even the wicked for the day of evil. Can't even get better than that. You see? So going back to Romans 9:17, for the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for his same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. Therefore has he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will hardeneth. Okay, that will say, Salaka, thou wilt say then unto me, why does he yet find fault? For who has resisted his will? Nay, but, O man, who art thou that repliest against Yahweh? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me like this? Has not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? See, so he made the vessel of honor, which was the sons of God. All right, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah's chosen people, and he made another vessel, okay, to be the vessel of dishonor. You see, they both came from the same lump. You know, they both came out the same mother. But the Lord said that you will have two nations in thy womb, man. So one was made to be the vessel of honor, and the other one was made to be the vessel of dishonor. Okay. What if Yahweh, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endureth much long suffering, the vessels of wrath fitted for destruction? You see, tailor-made fit. All right. You are the vessels of destruction. The Lord made you perfectly. You see, that's why you can't even be mad at Esau, because Esau's being Esau. He's doing what he's supposed to do. He's doing what he's supposed to do. Be the wicked. Okay, that's what the Lord created him to be. Okay, so let's go back. Job 20:17. He shall not see the rivers, the floods, the brooks of honey and butter. That which he laboreth for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be. Okay, and he shall not rejoice therein. Yeah, because of the things he has did. All right, that's why the kingdom is translated from one people to another. That's why the Lord, all right, is going to set this kingdom. Okay, it says, because he has oppressed and has forsaken the poor, because he has violently taken away a house which he builded not. Okay, because that's what this devil's all about. Matter of fact, let's grab that. This is Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Okay, and they have come to the point where they have stolen our heritage, man. Culture vultures. That's what these devils are. All right. That's why we've been discontinued from our heritage, because this devil's is trying to live in our heritage, man, claiming that they are the ones, the true people of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. No way. You are the man of sin. You see? So Job 20:19, because he has oppressed the poor, because he has oppressed and has forsaken the poor, because he has violently taken away an house which he builded not. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. There shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Okay. Matter of fact, Isaiah 61. Let me grab that. This is Isaiah 63:1. Who is this that cometh from Edom, who with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. And what's the greatness of his strength? Them chariots, man. Okay, that's how the Lord is coming back in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, in thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat? I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger. See, this is Yahushua, man. Yahushua is going to tread them with his anger, okay? And trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment, which is a metaphor for all the killing that the Lord is going to do, man. From one end to another. All right. The slain of the Lord shall be many. Let me grab that. This is Isaiah 66:16. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord Yahweh plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord Yahweh shall be many. Jeremiah 25:33. And the slain of the Lord shall be at that day from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. They shall not be lamented, neither gathered nor buried. They shall be dung upon the ground. Whew. Man, listen, the Lord not playing with Esau, man. Your time is short, buddy. All right. So continuing on, all right. 63 Isaiah verse 4. For the day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redeem is come. And I looked, and there was none to help, and I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore mine own arm, the Lord's own arm brought salvation. He didn't need nobody to slaughter these people, man. Okay? He didn't need no help from anybody. All right, the Lord gonna bring all this judgment upon Esau and the rest of these nations by himself. You see, yeah, he gonna come with his saints. All right, they're gonna do some work too. Okay, but it's really gonna be all of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, man. It says, and I looked, and there was none to help, and I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore, my own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury it upheld me. And I will tread down the people in mine anger, and make them drunk in my fury, and I will bring down their strength to the earth. Man, I don't want no sauce with the Lord. All right. So back in 20 and Job, and I'm gonna close it out. Going back, it says, where was I? 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and it shall rain it, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. You see, going into the Lord lifting up that standard. Okay, I'll end it with that. Salakia. The Lord will lift up that standard, KJV.
The phrase, the Lord will lift up that standard.
All right, thank you, Susan.
Isaiah chapter 59,
I really
verse
appreciate
19,
it.
in the King James Version.
I appreciate it, Susan. I really do. Isaiah 59:19, it says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him. You see? And the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, saith the Lord Yahweh. You see? And that's what we're waiting for, man. We have to basically sit here, okay? And we have to be patient, all right? And not avenge ourselves, because the Lord said vengeance is his, all right? So, hey, Lord willing, you were satisfied, all right? And edified. So with that being said, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Haloyim La Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Akwat that was listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, that the lesson was edifying. To the next one, Shalom. Keep fighting the good fight of faith and doing as a good soldier of Yahweh Shai. Remember, this devil's days is short. All right. His days are numbered. All right. He got nothing but months left, man. And Lord willing, there's only a few months left. All right. So to Wadi Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai for resting upon me to make this lesson. Shalom.